Welcome to everybody out there or anyone that's going to start tuning in. Welcome to the Fortheboys podcast. Just a platform for those out there that are wanting to share in Talanoa. We see value in this space, hence why we jump on every night at 8 o'clock just to share that conversation. I'm Wills.
I'm Alfonso.
I'm Teza. Just if you are jumping on, thank you for just listening to us and watching our podcast. So we thank you, and also to our previous guests that have jumped on. We wouldn't have gotten this far if it wasn't for the help of others. Just a big thank you.
Also, just a quick disclaimer from us boys. Me and Terry are not professionals, but Wills is. So if you need help, just a quick disclaimer that none of us are professionals in the whole mental health thing, but we do see the value in sharing stories and experiences from ourselves, and also hearing stories from those who have been through mental health issues and come out on the plus side and the other end. So hang around and let's Talanoa.
Sorry, if you have questions for us along the show, please come through, share, and shout out to Bear, who's in the chat. Great show today, ladies. I tuned in for that one, and man, the guests they bring in too. Wow, amazing. Also, bro, I was listening to Thankful Thursdays with Timprovise. This is not a plug, it's just so their Thankful Thursday is pretty good. I always listen to that, and man, they're plugging us in pretty much a lot. So thank you to them for mentioning us, or just saying hi. So yep. Sorry, Wills, I took over. I stole your thunder. Were you gonna say something?
Hey? No. I wasn't gonna say anything, man. I wasn't gonna say anything, man. It's just like, hey, I'm always keen to just jump on, and as soon as we sit down and start chatting, then topics start coming to the mind. So, what's our first topic, if anything?
Our first one, while it's the 2nd of December, if you're jumping on, watching this, or listening to us at a later stage, 2nd of December, 2021, and bruh, has the year gone fast?
Tell me about it, bro.
Bro, you always know when it's when the year's gone fast, when you start seeing the Christmas trees and then the decorations getting put up in the street. You're like, holy heckle, where did that come from? But
that's it. You see, like in your posts, you see people putting up their Christmas tree, and you see the lights in the neighborhood. You always have that one fancy house or a whole street of lights going up. I know my parents out south, the Notara, they, every year not their street, they started off at Cooper Cres. So the Cooper Cres lights usually go like 100 every year. I'm not too sure what's happening this year. Haven't checked in, but I know for mum and dad, they're just putting up lights anyway. So they stay around the corner from where it usually happens. And I think the good thing about it is that everyone gets involved. So, puts a smile on your dial when you go around there for free, and they've got like food.
Yeah, my little cousin does that with his house. But we've noticed, like in the past, like you get all those people that park up and watch, but then it becomes a safety issue of the kids crossing the roads and stuff. So he's like gone to the extent of putting out cones, and people are still driving past like idiots. So if you are going out there to enjoy other people's lights, please be careful and mindful of your kids. It's the last thing you want on the Christmas time period is something happening to the children or family members. But for those who do put up lights, it's good of you to get in the spirit and are willing to share your electricity bill with everyone.
Man, I've always wanted to ask, in Ponsonby, they've got the Franklin Road,
Yeah.
There's always the ones that do it every year, and then there's always that one that just turns off the lights. They're home, but no decorations. Like, I'm like, how do they feel? When every day they come from work and there's all these people. Like, I mean, maybe they still love the fact that it's Christmas, but maybe they just aren't as hard out as these other people. But
I think they just bought a house in the wrong area or the wrong street.
Bloody put the wrong person there or the family there that doesn't like Christmas, doesn't celebrate it or something.
But imagine that, they put out a memo for their whole street and the only 2 houses on the street are the ones that are anti-as. It's like, oh, no, we're not interested this year. No, we were interested last year or next year.
But that's the thing, it's not like they can say anything,
Yeah.
They're already getting judged because they don't have any lights.
Bloody Grinch.
Bro, I honestly thought, because when Cooper Cres started theirs, the streets around them, they started getting into the spirit of it. So, houses started putting on lights. It just started getting bigger and bigger, and it led around to where our mum and dad stay. And growing up, parents were never into Christmas. Yeah, they'll celebrate the big feeds. You turn up, every Christmas day, and there's always going to be a good feed. But the lighting was never nah, we're not going to do that. But when it started leading around to our area, I just thought, fuck, we're gonna be that house. We're gonna be that house where it's gonna turn off all the lights. Turn off all the lights.
Hey,
but nah.
The curtain then. What do you think? There's so many people outside. What's going on? No, Terry.
Nah. But they proved me wrong, and I guess the younger siblings got involved, and bro, they went 100 on it because they started telling us prices of, if you get this, these lights, these are good for this, and if you get this one, this is they started talking about that. So now they were going pretty good. So they weren't the Grinch then, and I just hope during this this year's again COVID, something like that, or some kind of event, not a planned event, but something like that for the community comes back again.
It is judged every year, isn't it? There's always a best house or best street of the year or something every year. So maybe they should do, because it's COVID, they should do drive-bys, just drive in that street and drive out the other end type of thing instead of getting people out. But the whole my cousin goes full on, he's got the whole full works where the music plays and the lights dance to the music. And he ordered his lights from China, and he's got the whole setup.
He's a professional.
On, bro, if you could put flame flowers at the front, he'd have flame flowers at the front, right? But he's pretty legit. I tell you that, he does a mean job. He used to have the house on Patina in Rewa the last couple of years. But yeah, man, that's his thing, and it's just, I asked him if the bills were if it was so much electricity used, and it's nah, cause they're all low wattage LED lights. It's it's all good. It doesn't drain, suck up a lot of energy. I'm like, oh, okay, we'll just cover what your lighting. We'll just say my bill.
Hard. That's what you do. You can enjoy there. But bro, some of them are pretty fucking pretty good, bro. As in, they have a show with these lights. So imagine the time they have to put in a laying one, a layer of light,
bro. He has to Yes, he's got a program on the computer that syncs the music, and like it goes up and down. Like it's like holy shit, bro! You like a movie maker or something? Like it's pretty crazy, but yeah, no, he's full on.
The whole
He orders the
production, eh?
works like from overseas and puts on a mean show every year. Eh? It's crazy. Like must think about it all year, and then Christmas comes around and he's in there. Oh, Swanky! Hi, Swanky.
Using your Christmas lights. Oh yeah, Sunday.
The one of the uncles had the old put it in reverse and it starts doing the jingle bells.
Oh no!
Oh, mates.
You win.
Well, that's really the spirit.
That's going too far.
And the tennis balls, eh? To add to it.
Oh mate, the stickers of doom. Hey, for the culture, he says.
The dragon stickers, eh?
No, it's got to be the eagle and the tigers.
It's the Eagles. The eagle every time. You know, you got to have the eagle on the forearm and then the eagle on the car.
On the bonnet.
Oh, and how big are the spoilers?
Oh mate, you
mean
can
I
hang
mean-
your washing on there.
And you can hear more treble than bass when they drive past. Yep, that's that uncle. Yep.
Yeah. Always that one uncle that wants to pick you up from school or work or whatever else, just so you can see, you know, everybody smile when he puts it in reverse.
Jingle bells.
Bro, I remember when I was younger and I had one of the boys used to always get dropped off by his this is like during like intermediate times. So when we used to come out of school and one of the boys' dad used to pick him up in those, I think it was Mazda Bongo vans.
Oh
Bro,
no!
his dad had he had basically like all the speakers from his house inside the car, and you know, all the windows down, open. And bro, I used to think it was cool, bro. I was like, fuck, that's mean, bro. I want to, you know, grow up and put speakers like that in my car. It's not until you start hanging out with people that have like, you know, actual 6x9s and a 12-inch sub, and you get, you know, you start going through all that, you're like, oh fuck, that's not meant to be, bro. It's not meant to be.
So you know you made it when you actually have 10-inch subs molded into your vehicle, eh?
Not shoved under the backseat, eh? Forced under there, eh?
Talking about subs, the man Muffy's got his one, his car decked out with good sounds in there.
Oh, it's called Boys with Their Toys, you know? It's boys and their toys. My old man's a mechanic, so we were allowed to play with our cars growing up. Because if we broke it, he'll fix it.
Oh, yo.
After you got a hiding
that because you hard out into your cars too, like now. Oh well,
Oh, not anymore. Not anymore. That's I've grown out of that phase. I'll go to the legal drags in your Subaru and got all this money pumped into your car, and then it just depreciates.
It's burning
Pretty
it like
much.
the guy folks, eh?
Now we just buy, you know, cars that are like nice enough to keep as is, eh? You know. Hey Terry.
Bro. Especially from a guy that doesn't know shit about cars. Fuck, bro, you just get a car that hopefully it lasts you, 10 years. Hopefully.
No,
You
we
know, you
just
do
roll
your-
around in cars that are good enough to keep as is.
Yes.
Don't add anything to it. No speakers from the stereo in the house.
No missing tweeters.
Yo.
But yo, here's some just some questions. Boys. Christmas rituals in the household. What do you guys celebrate or do every year or annually, at this time of the year? What do you guys plan? Or You know, I know drinking is probably top of my list, but not this year. But how about you, brothers?
All my family's there in Oz, so like for the last couple of years, I've just been just kicking it off myself, really. But yeah, the missus, we always get to the missus family now. So, but before growing up, it was always Christmas with dad's family, and then New Year's with mum's. That was growing up, like right up until so. We never did the midnight thing. We just did the midnight local and then go sleep and then open presents in the morning. So I don't know. A lot of families have their own little way of doing their Christmas. Where some's at midnight, some's in the morning, some is like some even have Christmas before Christmas because their families can't be together at certain times or people are working. So that's a good question, Terry. What is everybody up, or how does each family celebrate Christmas? But yeah, no, for me it's ever since we just usually go to the missus family and just hang out with them.
Yeah, we're the same as well. I guess it's different when the ritual was different when you were single, just you and your partner, and you go do whatever you want. But now it's obviously, the kids are always up at 5 o'clock in the morning wanting to open up something. And then because my parents are over in Brisbane, as well as siblings, I've only got one sibling here. So we'll navigate, what we do or what their in-laws are doing, and then kind of do like a beach day or something. I think there were some points where we were having to have Christmas Day. But with the kids, it's kind of hard because the second part they're already tired, and it doesn't actually feel like Christmas. So yeah, I guess better planning this year.
I'm sure they can't be too tired for getting their second lot of presents, though. If you tell them, "Hey, we're going to Dad's side now. There's more presents there." They have their nap in the car, and they'll be all good.
Yeah. What do you say?
Yeah, bro, like that's basically it. And I think in our household, because we've been doing it for ages now, usually the mornings, between the siblings, the mornings are spent with, I guess your other half, family, and it's been good for the last probably 6, 7, 8 years. Have mornings here, but in this household, I kid you not. Oh, well, for those that don't know me, the old man wakes up at probably 9, 10 in the morning, and he'll get out a bottle of whiskey or whatever he has, gin, and he'll start drinking there, and we'll finish a bottle before we go to my parents' house. So by the time it hits like 12 o'clock or 1 p.m., bro, I'm off my face. It's been happening for the last probably 7 years, and Shalina's like, "Are you ever gonna grow up? Are you ever gonna tell my dad? Are you not?" I'm like, not so much in the last probably 3 or 4 years because the little ones are there, but because they like to open their presents up like at 12, or they're just keen as they'll see the present and open. We have to hide it sometimes, so when we chuck it underneath the tree, it's probably sometimes we have to chuck it in just an empty box, because we know if we don't like look after them or monitor them, they'll go straight out and just open the box before their presents before the 25th. But so morning spent with family, breakfast, brunch, or whatever, and then the evening was at mum and dad's, where we go over, and there's about 100 of us, and we have to play Secret Santa, so that saves the money in the pocket. But along the lines of that, I don't know if you guys want to share this part, but what has been for yourself, and we're not gonna throw any of our family under the bus, but what has been the shittiest gift that you've been given? Wills, you can start.
Shittiest gift. Hey man, I'm grateful for anything, but I think the shittiest gift that I thought because of Christmas was probably receiving a towel. That's all. That's I guess the shittiest on my books. Unless someone's got something worse.
Oh, what kind of towel? Like a bath towel? Or...
Was it a Power Rangers towel or like a...
No, it was just a towel that had little.
Was that?
It was just a normal towel like that had like little bloody things on it. I don't know where the hell that came from, or
The
I
towel.
don't know
That's
the
how.
towel. But you know,
Do you still have it?
What?
Nah, I think I left it that day. The day I got it is the day I lost it.
You left it.
Bro,
at
that's
Hichi
the
with
only
you
thing.
on the same day.
Bro, that's the only thing that comes to mind. I can't think of anything else.
Oh,
What you guys?
I can't remember the
yeah,
last.
we have a
shitty
comment
present I
from
got.
the comment section.
I can't remember any presents, to be honest. I kind of never get presents. Too old.
For me, yeah, like what Wills has said. You know, I'm grateful, but socks. Yeah, I think that's probably been but it did help out in some way, I guess. Yeah, so socks. I don't think that's a bad one, eh? No,
That's
depends how you look at it.
Yeah, it depends how you're looking at it. Obviously, the person that bought you socks probably had seen that
Must
you're
have thought.
We've seen your picture come out of your current socks.
Not
holding
wearing
a-
the matching set.
Now the next question is, who got the worst present? Was it you or Wills? Socks or towel?
Oh, Wills can't take that. Nah.
Yeah, definitely a tell. But just going off that, you know, if you're talking about the shittiest presents, the worst thing is when you're with, I don't know whether it's a work thing or a family thing. You know, when you go to buy a present, you know, and there's no limit on that present, you go hundies because you know you're leading with your heart, and then so you're giving with the intention of expecting, right? And you never do that. And then when you get your present, you're like, hey,
All those
fuck, I
feels just come
spent-
back. Right, you know, like,
you know, and you know, because it's the festive season, you don't want to show a bit of
yeah.
emotion that you just
And it's
spent
meant to
your
be
life
Secret
on.
Santa. So like, tell me who you are now, you bastard.
And if you do your investigation, this handwriting looks familiar.
Yo,
This
who'd
looks
you
like
have?
it's
Who'd
from
you
you.
have? Who did you have? Who did you have?
No, it's from the kids actually bought that for you then. Oh, here we go.
Not the towel from the petrol station.
Not the towel with the free when you buy the power and you get the free towel.
On the way to Christmas lunch, they've got your present and they just wrapped it up real fast.
Not the used towel.
Bro, how you know how you just saying you know, Christmas and you're all about giving and you're not wanting to receive anything back. Has there ever been a time, you know, when you got Secret Santa and then you have a limit like $10, so you go up and we always have that limit in our household because there's a lot of us. Are you right? But then do you go over the budget? Like let's say it's $20. Do you go over the budget?
Yeah, that's pretty funny. Hey, you bring that up, Tess, because we had a Secret Santa with me and a couple of mates, and I don't know, but I reckon I did the right thing and I stuck to the money that was said to spend. Like, and then all of a sudden these fucking Laker jerseys come out and people are getting like fucking expensive beanies, and I'm thinking, the guy that's gonna open his present from me is gonna be fucking angry as. Sure enough, his present was the joke of the whole night. I was like, oh my god. It was like, bro. Nah. So like, I kind of like learned from then, like, don't even go. They don't even listen to the price that they set. You know, spend a little bit more, or make sure that you're like, you know, you just don't want to feel like that again. Like, fuck that.
Yeah.
That's the same thing with, obviously, like, I've got there's 5 of us. So every time we did a secret Santa, you know, I'm always trying to look at which brother or sister I got. Because then, you know, I'm like, man, these guys are going to go all out for me. Yeah, trying to, you know, do the old, you know, it should be secret Santa and there should be a cap on it. You know, we shouldn't go in with expectations. So when we go in with those expectations, that's when things start.
But in all honesty, there is always a cap. Tell me, you've ever done a secret Santa where they've never said, "Oh, this is the amount we spend." Every time you do secret Santa, they always said, "Don't spend more than such and such, $20, $30." There's never an open one because then people get carried away. So the whole idea was like, especially for the oldies, was like, "Oh, it's just a bit of fun on the day, eh? So you can have that on the day and make sure that everybody gets something." But yeah, they kind of ruin the fun when they kind of go over it, and you're meant to like spend the time, you know, finding the best present you can for $20, not just shitty present for $20, you know. But yeah, it is a nicer feeling when like you do get something a little bit more than they spent a little bit more than they should have on you. But shit, man, I feel sorry for the guy I bought for. Still.
Hopefully they're not watching this tonight.
I know, right? Because then they'll know. And I'm sure he looked at me like,
but
fuck, I'm sure I know how much you make it. Look at what you bought me. You buy
it. Oh yeah, it goes that deep.
All the thoughts for them will be just rolling hard out. You know, it's like, brah.
Bro, it has to be. We're human. You know, when one of your mates, you know what they're rolling, and you already know. Yes, I struck gold. This guy's gonna buy me,
and then he buys you the fucking towel. Oh,
but then you yourself didn't read the memo. $20.
So where does the disappointment fall on? Does it fall on the person who looks at it and says, "Oh, stink," or does that fall on the person who bought the gift? You know, it's like, did he expect too much when he knew? You know.
Yeah.
But that's it. The jackpot gets even bigger when he starts seeing those around him with the Lakers jerseys.
Yeah.
He's like, woohoo! And then
fuck, I'm in.
Yeah. What?
I'm getting tickets. I'm getting Lakers tickets. He got the jersey.
There was this. I think amongst the boys, everyone got like presents, like basically how Muffy put it, and I think most of the boys got Nike shoes, and my cousin, he got some Pumas, some Pumas.
Not the slash,
like, you know, because the worst part about his Pumas, that he was the last to open up his gift. And then everyone else was already like looking at their shoes or whatever, you know. And I think everyone else got some really good stuff. And he got some Puma, like he saw the box, yeah, shoes, opened it up, and he goes, yeah, Pumas. No. Like in front of everyone. So whoever bought him those Pumas must have felt like shit, eh? You know? You think it's like, oh, that's probably good. And then all of a sudden he just said, Pumas. Nope, that's not me. So
that's just sad, eh?
You also tore someone else's heart apart when you felt like you put your expectations up here, like, oh yeah, now I'm getting these mean ass shoes, and then the box is something different.
But that's the thing too, is that person forgets that, Christmas, the shops in that busiest time of the year. And that it could have been a special, and they're like, yes, I'm winning. They got it, and then they get the Pumas. Nope.
They get the... Oh, no. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to stick to the cap, eh? Stick to those caps. Don't be the coolest. Don't be the bad. Like, don't try and like top the next dude, because you're just ruining the whole fun of it, eh? Like, keep it to 20. If it's 20, if it's 20.
When you look at it, like, from, like, if you look back and you've bought this person a $50 gift, and now you're expecting that in return from a secret person to give you a $50 gift. Now that budget has lifted from $20 to, adding an extra 30. So you're expecting you're going off the intention to expect that to be another good gift or a great gift. But then you get shut down.
You're basically just disappointing yourself.
Yes.
You're putting it all back on you by trying to be the man when you didn't need to. And then you sat there and you're rubbing your hands, expecting the same treatment. And then you get the Pumas. Or the
get the Pumas.
Or the socks. Or the squash almonds.
Oh, how about the
or the sampler?
One gift? Yeah. That's it. The number one gift that's always been passed on from household to household and stuck in everyone else's pantry for the last 10, 20 years. You just pass it on. I'm sure everyone's done that.
Oh, that's just the gift that keeps on giving. You just rewrap.
Or you get it, you open it, and then all the chocolate ones go first, and the rest just sit there for ages.
Bro.
I love the Christmas pudding. Yes. Especially the fruit ones.
It doesn't go.
Like, who eats fruit pies, guys? Come on. Who buys that? Because who eats that shit?
It's nice as a garnish. Looks nice on the table.
Nice.
That's about it.
It's all about the look, eh?
Yeah.
That's it. It's options.
So with obviously it's the time of gifts, the time of giving. Sorry, we've got maybe 3 or 4 weeks away from, closing up for the year and taking a break. And just to touch on something before we go on, we've got the last few shows coming up, so stay tuned. We've got some really good guests coming on. Just to end the year off on a high, especially for those that are locked down or locked in, whether you're here in New Zealand, Auckland, or overseas, and you're going through these tough times. Although we make fun of this time of the year, we also have to think about people out there who are struggling. Wills, I think maybe it was last year where you had to you were a part of a community, it was a gifting or something, you're collecting some of your, or sent out a post to everyone to see if they could give back. Was that during this time or was it during the year?
Yeah, it was COVID last year. Saw a massive increase in people not working and whatnot. So just thought, and everybody was doing it, just sent out a message to my friends and all that, and we were able to put together 50 grocery packs, and I delivered them, and they were like, bro, the funniest thing is that when you lead with your heart, sometimes something a curveball gets thrown at you and you still go, okay, I'll do that. So I reached out to whoever and said, wherever you are, I can come out and give you a parcel. And then I got somebody asking for a parcel out in Parakai, and I was like, holy, I didn't even have any gas.
Can you wait till you come to the pools?
It was one of those ones, can I just ignore it? But at the same time, I was like, we've all been through that stage where, you're at your last loaf of bread or whatever, and the hope that somebody is going to reach out to you. And so we did that, threw my kids in the car, and we drove all the way up to Parakai and dropped it off to this family. And they were grateful. The lady was like crying and whatnot. So that drive back on E was, my heart was already full, and it wasn't until we got back home that I realized we'd driven all the way with no gas. So, yeah.
Nice, Us. I remember because that price went up, and I had a box put away, and then when sorry, Us, because the man was texting me and he's like, Us, I'll come pick it up, and I looked at it and I was like, oh yeah, I'll reply back later. And bro, it went back later. It was like 10 days later after Christmas, and you had already dropped off all the parcels, and I was like, fucking feeling down. But it was, bro, good mahi, bro. I think there was a time where Shalina said, let's gift something away on Marketplace, with the intentions of supplying someone a box of food, just in general. So we just put out I think there was a post, and amongst the friends, and the friends reached out or just sent out a post to people that they thought were in need. So I think we read someone's story about not having anything, and it really broke our heart to see it, because they had like 2 or 3 kids, really young kids at the time. And I'm not trying to blow my own trumpet here, but I'm just talking about what happened during this time. So we dropped off this box of food, had everything in it. We rocked up to the house. I knocked on the door because Shalene didn't want to get out. It's she was scared that something could happen. Knocked on the door. No one came to the door, so I sat there for ages, and I started messaging the lady. Hey, I'm home. This is what she messaged me, and she goes, "Oh, just leave it at the front. I'll come and get it." But at the same time, I wanted to say, "Hey, if you need anything else," but I wanted to say it in person, because we're willing to give money as well, not only just the food. The money is, so we left it, put it down on the ground. Bro, and no thank you, no nothing. Like I wasn't expecting that, obviously, because it's not people might not feel like they want to chat after receiving anything, which is fine. So left the food there. We stayed out front, and they didn't come out, which was fine. We left, and bro, something bothered me then, because if you think about it, like a thank you would have been nice, but it wouldn't. It didn't happen. So I told Shalene, I was like, yeah, they said thank you, and thank you for everything. So I left that day knowing that they didn't say it, but I had to not lie, but just tell Shalene, hey, everything's all good. Let's go. They're thankful. Bro, and it was like eating me up. I wanted a message later, like effing, but hey, that time of the year, what we're just talking about, expectations of receiving something back, especially at a time where when you should be just giving, not just giving in general, just giving at this time. So yeah, I had to eat my own words for that time.
Yeah, that's definitely probably something that you probably had to be in that moment where you kind of set yourself up for it, because I guess if you're giving with your heart, you're thinking that somebody's receiving with their heart. But then the flip side to that as well is I guess receiving anything or asking for help is what people see as shame. So their way of just acting like they're cool, like just leave it there, like that may be just their way of coping. That was something that I had to deal with every time when I dropped off a parcel, or whether I did something, because I was expecting the same responses that I had. You can't go in with that same response thinking that you're going to get the same result. It's never going to be that case. So now I'm like, okay, whether you look at me, whether you make eye contact, or if I do something good for you, it's just going to be done, and then, and just left. Otherwise, you're going to leave. Yeah. Otherwise, you're going to leave disappointed, like what Terry was saying, and you get home, you start going, "Oh fuck! You should have just gave it to someone else that was more deserving."
Yeah.
But in
It's
that
true.
sense,
You can't help but feel that way, eh? It's just
bro. It's normal.
It is. That'll piss me off too, to be honest. Like, I mean, if you do it enough times, you'll learn to like just let it slide. But if you're not one of those people who do it all the time, I think it would eat you up, eh? Like it'll just be like, shit. You feel ain't grateful, man.
But that's the other thing too, is it's not just with the thing of giving, like when there's somebody in need. Like if I look at my circle of friends, for years, I was always the go-to guy. I would do things. I would do this, do that, give your last dollar. And then there'll be times where, I've got to the point where there's no more giving, but now I'm asking for, and I want that same, I want you to be on your last dollar and say to me, you're on your last dollar, and give it back to me. And when it's not reciprocated, bro, then that's what makes me ika. So I'm like, nah, fuck you. I gave you my last dollar. Yeah, you go give $2 to this person, and I can't. But then that falls on me because I'm not having that same. I'm not giving him that same energy. Like I give the energy, but I also have to check him and say, hey, I also want that same energy. So everyone's saying you can't read a mind reader. But that's something that I've had to learn.
Bro, that's exactly it. And that's, I think, within groups of friends, you can kind of narrow it down to the energy, the energy that you put out because you see it, and the energy that everyone else puts back in. And in some cases, like my case, that's not where you should put your energy then. You put your energy into someone that doesn't give two F's about you. So you're bound to be set up. You're gonna set yourself up to fail, basically. But amongst the friendship, that's the energy that you're talking about, where like I'm gonna give you 100. If you don't give me back 100, bro, that's on you. Not like me, because I shouldn't be expecting you for you to give back your dollar. You should just give it back. That's it. I'll give you the shirt off my back, and if you give me the shirt off your back, or give me your socks or towel, that same kind of energy.
I think that's how you end up with you have a group of friends that are tight, but then within that group of friends, you have the certain ones that you're even closer with, or you relate more to. So I think it's little things like that make you realize which ones are a lot closer than the rest of everyone else in the same group. And that's in everyone's friendships. I think it's just a matter of and some people are always alike, and then there's always the odd one who's either the struggling one or the one that doesn't have enough every week, type of thing. So I think every friendship, every group of friends actually has those guys, like, and I think it's just the way it is, because I mean, they wouldn't be our friends, they wouldn't need our help, or wouldn't need this friendship if they didn't need you, type of thing. So it's definitely not just you guys. Every group of friends has that. I know mine does.
Yeah, so to all the friends out there, I want that dollar.
If you're listening, you bloody baskets.
Sick of this shit.
I've been wanting that dollar for a while now. Hear me? But I just got a question. Not a question, just a comment from the sis. Best Xmas moment. Years back, my parents, siblings, close friends, and cousins spent Xmas Day at Auckland Town Hall, serving the homeless tourist people with no families. We did this for 2 years. It was the best feeling ever. We all walked away with full hearts. Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, come on, sis. We did it more than 2 years. Oh, that's my older sister from Brisbane. Sub T. Yeah,
Did you turn up 2 years or did you turn up for the 1 year?
Oh, bro. I probably turned up just to have a little look. And see what was out there. No. That was something that my mum kind of we discussed as a family. We would have Christmas before, and then so Christmas Eve, and then on Christmas Day, we would go to the town hall, and that would be our giving back. So it'd be me, my siblings, parents, and we would help that. What is it? The town hall thing where they, a lot of families were there, and we did that for a while, so it was pretty good. Very humbling, man.
Too good also. Too good. Well done, family.
Hard, and it's pretty full on too. From what I've heard, I actually haven't been there, but it's a lot of work. Someone was telling me they were on their feet for I think maybe 8. I don't know how long the sessions are, but as soon as they got there, they were working from when they got there to when they finished, unless they were given a break. I can't remember, but
I think over the years it just got bigger and bigger, and more people were putting down that the barrier of being shamed to go and to get a meal. Then they started doing live performances and whatnot, and yeah, I think it could be like 6 to 8 hours, but in that 6 to 8 hours, you were put in a group, and at that time it was at town hall, and you'll get put into one of the rooms, and you would have all these people, random people, or families, and you'd just be catering to them, serving them. So that's how we would do it, and it was humbling in a sense that there was like island families that were there, and that whole stigma, about like wanting to receive something, or like how we were just talking about, like there was times where I remember the families would be like, oh no, it's all right, we're just here because of the kids. And then I remember like we would be like, man, who cares? Like, like give me your bag and we'll fill your bag, or we'll sit down and have a feed with them, because we were trying to normalize that it was okay to come and have a feed here, and whether you had a feed here and had a feed at home doesn't matter. Like, you're with people there to serve you, and this was your day, and for the kids as well. It was good.
Yeah, like you said, the bigger picture is you're there to the people that are receiving these things, they're there to for help, and that's been a big, I think, life-changing experience for myself, because there were times during my growing up, or my trying to be an adult, where I just didn't want to talk to nobody for help, and I know I was struggling for just just trying to be a part of life. So like little things like that, going out to reach out to someone, or just reach out and get food, and yeah, it's amazing what people do, what people sacrifice, like yourself, Wills, and going to these places and giving back. So it's a good time. But we're just going to talk about the change the whole direction of where we're going to the most common gifts last year. So I will go into Uncle Google for the top 10 most common gifts. Do you have any idea, or do you have any clues as to what the top 10 or top 5, Muffy? What's your
Chocolate.
top 5 common?
I don't know. I think chocolate. Shit. Socks. It's always going to be on the fucking list, bro. I'll tell you. Probably in toys.
Toys, yeah.
Yeah.
Is Is that just for this year or last year?
This is last year's top 10, but at
And
the same
tin
time,
biscuits and those tin biscuit thingies that they always give. Like,
yeah,
whether you ask for it or
the
not,
go-to.
bruh.
Can I add my 5 cents?
Yo,
Man,
go
also
ahead.
add it in there.
I think if you're talking about last year, and I'm just thinking because everything's COVID, there'll be some sort of subscription in there.
Pornhub?
Sounds like my man's doing his homework.
There's got to be some sort of subscription in there. There's got to premium HD. You're gonna have some sort of like chocolates or something.
720p or
4K.
There's gonna be some chocolates. I guess everybody was a personal trainer and some sort of exercise thing last year as well. So that would be my 3.
True. My top 5 I thought would have been something along the lines of like streaming stuff. You know, people wanted to be a gamer, like along those lines. But because I'm cheating and I'm not jokes. But top 10, the first one will be Disney Plus subscription.
Hey.
Now, this is according to a US article, but at the same time, like, you know, the trend when it trends in the States, the trend, you know, basically trends everywhere else. But unless you have something that's particular to or specific to New Zealand, you can share it on our page. But yeah, so the first one being Disney Plus subscription, and not the Pornhub subscription.
Voltarans.
But the second one being PlayStation 5 or Xbox. I'm sure a lot of them would have been, yeah, a lot of kids would have wanted that and been set up to fail during that time. Third one is a playset. It's a toy playset, so right on, Muffy. And this is something that I don't know why. Maybe it's for the mature family or mature adults. A diffuser. Any of you guys got a diffuser?
Is it those aroma things, eh? They just blow out like.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it, but yeah. Just make your house smell nice.
Yeah.
That
Well, you
one.
really got it.
Just setting the mood, setting the tone.
For Christmas
that one.
babies.
Lavender.
Oh, so is that the go-to? It's lavender, is it?
No, that's anyone I can think of.
So we got that. Fifth would be Apple AirPod Pro. It's
Very expensive gift.
yeah, bro. That's
Nearly $300.
that's like giving a gift to yourself. That one.
So I wonder if they break it down like in terms of like ages, eh? Because it almost seems like the AirPods would probably be for the generation, you know, the generations into the gaming, into the whole social media thing, you know, because I guess that was quite high up there as well.
Yeah, like yeah. What's the bracket or age bracket between these? Because obviously Disney Plus, well, that's you know, my kids would ask for that.
Yeah, but that's they do movies too, not just kids things. So, and they stream all sorts of like. It's probably
yeah.
because they do all the Marvel or the comics and stuff. So,
Bro, even with the amount of movies that is open to other countries, yet our one's like, you know, like blocked off. We can't get or any good better ones than we do now because, you know, the region of what Netflix and Disney Plus I'm not talking about the naughty fangs one. But yeah, bro. Speaking of gifts as well, sorry, on the same topic of gifts, have you guys ever ordered anything off those advertising TV ads ever in your lives?
Oh, the as seen TV, the as seen on TV.
Yeah. Have you guys?
Nah, I didn't trust it. Just
Bro, I got one.
Eb Soko Pro.
Suck me in, man. Okay, so this was this. Oh, did you want to hear it, Terry? Or
Yo, hard. Yep.
Please tell me it's the Eb Flex also.
hey, it was one of those things. It was, but I saw it on. I think we were going to Australia. This was a few years back, and we were going to Australia, and like just I kept seeing it on TV late at night, whatever. I was like, oh yes, I need to get me that because it says in 10 weeks you have abs. So then I think it was like 12 weeks. I called them up and I said, hey, I want to get this. And it was like, you can get it. And then 30 days, you can send it back, whatever. So I was like, oh, yeah, sweet, I'll get that. Bro, I'm talking to the lady on the phone. And she's like, yep, doing all the paperwork. And then I go, oh, hey, is there a weight restriction? And then she goes, oh, yes, there is. And then I told her my weight. And then she goes, and then I was like, hello? She hung up.
Where was the operator from? Australia or something?
Wouldn't have a clue, bro.
Probably from the Philippines. The Philippines.
Here's Swanky's top 5 V-Bucks. Yeah, bro, that should have been something up there too. And of course, the go-to every year, the limp.
The gouch.
Gout.
As my mom would call it, the gouch.
G-Unit.
It's the pills, the pink pills, bro. And I'm not meaning the bed ones. Or is it blue?
See, the sampler box there comes up again.
Well, I think we're gonna make our own top 5 or top 2. And I think with that sampler box, that's probably the go-to for every household because you can carry it on.
That's the one thing.
Or send it on.
That's the one thing. That's the one thing that you like receive. Don't open it. Wrap it up again and pass it on. You get it from one neighbor and you give it to the other neighbor. Bob's your uncle.
Bro, because that's the thing too. I probably only like one thing in that bloody sampler.
That's what I mean, and it's probably the chocolate covered one.
Bro.
The rest out the window. Like the kids don't even like it, eh? The kids won't even eat it. What makes you think I'm gonna eat it? Shit.
Talking about that advertising sorry, on TV. I think one time we ordered it was this pen. It was a pen, and apparently it makes you lose weight, but because it was like 5 easy payments of 259 million of that kind of thing. But you can, like what Will said, you can return it in 30 days. Oh, it helps you stop. I think it was for Shalina. It was this pen that I think you jab yourself with. It didn't do anything. So we went to send it back or ring them up and say, hey, look, this is not working. I'm now smoking meth. No, just
did you ring fair
moved on. I'm now moved on to the harder shit, and so we sent it back, bro. It was at the end of it was I think about $300-400 for this pen. We sent it back to the address, and then we were waiting, and we rang them up and goes, hey, we haven't received our refund. Like, did you send it back in the package we gave you? Yes. We haven't received your package. No. So I don't know if they're lying to us. They must have just said they got it, but they received it. But yeah, we didn't get our $400 back. And from that, from that point, bro, all these adverts are just just replaying every year, when it trends. Like today I saw the Abflix Pro. Remember Abflix Pro back in probably 10 years ago? I thought it was good because you saw a lot of musty people, but bro, Abflix Pro is back.
Bro, there was there was one that I always wish I'd gotten, but I never did. Like out of all of them, they run like either early in the morning or late at night, and there was that CD collection of like the rock ballads, of all like the old school like. It was like a mean ass collection. It just had like every badass 80s rock song on there, all the slow jam ones, all the badass ones, and I was like, fuck. I really wish like I got that, but then I was like, oh, there's no way in hell I was gonna afford like all that money just to buy like those CDs, and like, but like, because you watch so many, but then there's always that one. There's always that one that you wish. Oh, I wish I got that. I wish I actually got that. I wish I got sucked in that bad to get it. Oh, not the shark vacuum.
This is from the master, Mr. Clover. I got a shark vacuum off TV because my dad saw the vacuum. It's still going. Never tried. Oh, he's silly.
Oh, not the pool table balls.
Oh. Not the Chuck Norris machine.
Bro, but I believe it.
Not the Turtle Gym
How
3000 or something like that, isn't it?
Sully, after when I saw Chuck Norris do that, I was like, bro, I'm still like laughing at when Bruce Lee pulled his hair. So, a Texas Ranger. Fuck yeah.
Oh. Hey, that's Bet You Know just not an advert, also.
And hey, how about this? You turn on the TV and everyone's asleep, and you turn it onto the channel after midnight, and then all of a sudden you just hear someone walking down the stairs. Hey, oh shit!
Change the channel.
Oh, bro,
The channel, all the volume goes up.
time.
Oh shit!
Yeah. You're pressing everything but turn off, bro. There was a time.
David Duchovny and Richard Iris. Let's go.
And we went over to my cousin's house out Central, and we just stayed with them. It was me. Yeah, there was about 3 of us or 4 of us, and my cousin used to tell us, bro, at night I got access to the sky, and I was like, oh yeah, me and Ez. They're like, oh yeah, we can watch these movies. Like, oh okay, sweet as. So obviously night came. 10 o'clock. We're sleeping in the lounge because auntie the auntie said, no, you guys sleep in there so you can have watch your movies all night, and then turn it off at 10. Like, oh, sweet, turn it off at 10, and then we can hear auntie and uncle sleeping in the room. So 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and then after 12, my cousin goes, bro, I know the code, we can turn it on. I was like, yeah, sweet as, turn it on. Bro, turn it on. And not knowing that, not knowing that the channel was connected to, how in some houses, like the Sky had a box in the lounge, but it's connected to the room. So we turned it on, and the channel was already on. We were like, the channel was already on, and oh yeah, that's us. And then I think at some point, my auntie got up and go, hey, what are you guys watching? And then we have to act like we're going to sleep, but doing the naughty things, man.
Not the sleeping with the tent up. Not the 4 little tents up, and everyone's supposed to be sleeping.
So that's I think that's
and then
us as well. The old this
from
TV
that point, I was never allowed.
So this TV was in the kitchen, having dinner with the boys, and then the channel gets changed, and you're like, oh, send the siblings downstairs to go sleep, and then you're like, I should go turn the TV off.
2 hours later. Still looking up.
You always knew when the doors that were never closed are all of a sudden closed. Yeah. Somebody doing something they're not supposed to be doing. As soon as you walk in the kitchen, who's this? Who's in the kitchen? Go to sleep. Oh, okay.
A forced sleep, and something's up.
Oh, no. So, Jerry, I hope you're not doing this to your own kids now that you're older.
But there was a time where what was that there was that I forgot the name of that show where it's a Kiwi one where they had like a lot of the I wouldn't know if they were there are people ladies on the phone call going, no, give us a call now. I forgot the name of it. Like I wasn't watching it. I heard about it where it come on after night and then you after midnight and they'll have these numbers that you have to call to talk to this person and they'll be waiting on the line. Do you guys remember? Were you guys at church?
Was it the 0900 numbers?
I think it was. Yeah, I think so. And there's this one lady that I thought I knew her, but it was only due to the fact that I used to see her at a lot of the sport events. So I see her, I'm like, hey, that's the same lady that's on TV. But I was a kid then, so I was like, I shouldn't be knowing these things. But I told my older cousin, because they used to play this was touch back then. So I told her, I was like, hey bro, like this chick is on TV. Bro.
Playing touch.
Yeah, touch myself. But during the day, like at the sporting, I'm saying sporting, okay? At these touch events, I'd see her. And I told my, I think one of the guys, family member, anyway, I said, hey, look, I used to see her on this thing after, call this number, 0800, blah, 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 whatever, 0900. Bro, then he told me, yeah, it's her. And she has a partner that plays. And he told me this is the partner. But I was like, what, is it really her that's answering the call? Because I just kind of tested. Nah, I never tried it. I was only 12 years old, guys. And when I used to dial in that number, we couldn't afford it. So just for your information.
As long as you didn't go up to and say, hey, I always see you on the TV every night.
I always see you on the TV when my tit goes up.
Well, only after 10 o'clock. I always see you on the TV. Yeah, that one.
I turn the TV on and I picture my tit.
Yeah, terrible, Terry.
Terry.
Bro, this podcast went the other way, bro. Don't know how it got from Christmas to
from Christmas to R18. Let's go.
Nah. Yeah, brothers, man, it's been a great chat. But also, before we move on to the last part of our show, we just want to say, plug in our sponsors at Mas Familiar. So thank you to the team at Mas Familiar and the Mace family for jumping on and looking after us, showing us the way and how we could better ourselves. And the Usos been amazing, and I think we wouldn't have gotten this far if we without their help. So at Mask Familiar, aka the Mace family. So thank you to them for coming through and looking after us.
Thank you, Laticina. Thank you.
Thank you. Just quickly from cut it out, cut it out. But yeah, so we'll come to that time of the show where like every week we try and I guess leave with something positive, leave with something to take away from the show, and preferably not that last probably 10, 15 minutes of this show. Probably like
Cancel it.
at the beginning.
Erased it from your memory bank.
Yeah. And if you're still hanging around to watch this, so
After show.
we'll always go. We'll always start off with the beast of gems, the killer, Wells, aka the Edgewalker, aka the man, aka Pinch,
900.
aka innies and outies.
Yeah, sure, boys. I guess the end of the show. Just a little plug. Shout out to the barbers out there when I got the fresh cut this week.
Faded up, boss.
Yes.
They're doing it tough. So it was good to sit in one of the chairs and just Talanoa about how they're doing, and obviously having to go through all these new processes. But big ups to them. Prestige barbers out in Newland. Let's go. The other thing too is just want to now that we're in December, acknowledge the brothers here for this platform. As we've always said from the start, whether it be one person or whether it be 10 people, it's streamed live. It's also saved and recorded. Someone's bound to come across it and jump on and just take something from the table that we all sit at. And that's, I guess, the message that we're going to run through from now till whenever, till the wheels fall off, boys. Thank yous for that. And also the last but not least, if anything, before you finish work or before you go to work, each stage of life or moment is a transition. So, we use the word liminal from the word limit. So, and all it's saying is that, before you're heading into work, kind of either take the long way to work, allows you to get into that fresh state of mind before you get into work. So you're not bringing the stuff from home, just like the stuff when you're going home. Take the long way home, turn up the music, put the windows down, and have your time before you get home, because everything needs to start fresh and no luggage needs to be brought in and out of, one transition. Other than that, thank you, boys.
Thank you, Will. Thank you, Will. That was a damn gem. Shit.
It's always hard to back that up after this, do they?
Bro, yeah, like a hard act to follow every time, also. But before Terry goes, I think I'm going to go. For me, it's just time of the year. It's been a real shitty year. Probably not as better than, nothing has been better than, it's just getting worse. It's just one of those things. So I think just that time of the year, just be mindful of those around you. We're not all in houses and surrounded by family and loved ones. We're not all blessed with money and positives. Sometimes, there's also a lot of us who are suffering and are negatives and are doing it hard. So just be mindful of those people. Whether you're out shopping or pushing your way through queues and things like that. So just be kind. I think just be kind. It's better than thinking about it too much. Being kind is nice and simple, and anybody can do it. So yeah. Thank you, boys, for tonight. It's always good to sit down and have a chat. And an hour always flies. So
yeah.
Thank you, boys. Thank you.
Sure.
Muffy. That was another hard one to follow. Again, we're on a set, the same topic of the Christmas time, and shout out to the brothers for sharing their bit during their time. I think the main part of what we said today was the giving or gifting part is give to someone without expecting back. And that's probably something you can use in life, and not only during this time, but in life too. So, again, give what you can without expecting or the intentions of receiving something back. But I don't have a long one to give you guys, but Yeah, no, thanks, brothers, bro. It's always a good chat every Thursday. Now I wish we could do this every day, but we all have lives. Shout out to the chat too. Shout out to the chat who have been awesome. We had Swanky, we had the Sis in there, and also Mr. Clover, the man himself, and we got Hawkeye, and then we had at the beginning we had Bear and them. So thank you, fams, for coming through. Wait up. Yeah, anything else you guys want to mention before we move? And if I get this thing right. Weekends coming up. We got some guests. Sorry, again, just to touch on that, we got some guests coming up next week and the week after. Hopefully, we'll jam that for you guys. So, anyway, this is For the Boys podcast. I'm Teza.
Mafioso.
Wills.
Peace.
Thanks,
Thank you.
guys.